All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to you, Akim Model, who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. And a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. I'm the brother Quara Abad. And we got him back this week. We got the other Taza Pa, the beloved other Taza Pa. He back this week. You know, the Wadi How Bashim Awashai, as always, for another chance to come, bring forth the news, man. Speak on the things that's going on. And one thing the other Taza Pa said before we started the lesson is that if you ain't excited or in tune to what's going on in the world, it's either the spirit ain't on you like that or you just not watching, man. Because we definitely in some exciting times and the Lord is doing a lot. Whether it's the little things or the big things, the Lord doing a lot on the world stage. And there's a few things we'll touch on tonight, which, some of them you've seen brothers apostles talk about them. Some things we ain't gonna talk about because there's a lot going on within Israel and in the world. But there's a few things, we got some things touching on natural disasters, things to look forward to, events to come in 2025, and also a cyber Polygon or a pandemic, which, we came out of the CV and that brought forth where we at now. It changed the world. Well, in order for these elites to begin a great reset, a new world order to bring forth the CBDC, they need to shut this system down and start the new one, man. And that's why there's these blackouts and internet outages go come into play. But with that, that's pretty much it. Elder Taza Pop, you got anything? Floor is yours.
Yeah, that's right. And just like we always read what the prophet Amos prophesied in the book of Amos, chapter 8, verse 11, and it says, "Behold, the days come, said the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai." And it was a minor effect with Hurricane Beryl, but say we had a cyber attack, which they actually did. Well, I don't know exactly what it was, but last week, the grid was down for a minute, the cyber grid in certain areas to where, airlines, banks, and certain other things were shut down. So just imagine a complete, cyber outage. And then you can't get the apostles no more. You can't get none of the GMS videos anymore. That this is the times that we in. This prophecy, which I just read, is on the verge of becoming a reality. All right. So it's like I said, the little storm came through with a week or so ago, and then coupled with some other mishaps on my end, and it took me out the game for a week or two. So just imagine something on a major scale going down to where ain't nobody on the internet, you know. So we coming to that time. This is the year that the apostle Tahar dubbed the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And I mean that's what we're hoping for. We're hoping to see this society, this system crash. Well, that's what Jacob's trouble is gonna stem from. Because you niggas have got comfortable here in this society. So much so that y'all got slogans and stuff such as niggas for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Or, niggas fucking with Trump. Or we fuck with Trump, all that old stuff. That's because you're acclimated or assimilated to this system. All right. You're not looking for the world to come. And so you're gonna tune out to the things that are really going on. like, you know, these articles that the brother's putting on the screen. First and foremost, these videos and prophecies going out. You know, Esau's whole job as the devil is to distract and deceive you. All right. And so his distraction and his deception, for those who are not tuned in, those that are not paying attention, is going to lead to your doom. Because ultimately, it's the Most High that got you in that delusion. That's why the Lord said the deceive and the deceiver are his, meaning he put you in that bag. He got you in that trick bag. All right. And that's where the majority of our people here in Babylon are. 2/3 of you are in the Most High's trick bag. And he's using Esau to mislead you. All right. If you don't see that this whole political system is a game in which you really not you just an NPC in this game. All right. You're a non-player character. You just as Israelites. All right. I'm speaking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans. Y'all are just like spectators in this game. But they want you to vote because that means they have your pledge, your consent with what they're doing. So that lets them off the hook of any responsibility that they have towards you. I'll say you voted for it. But right, if you don't see that this is a game in 2024 and you going to vote and you all crunk behind Kamala Harris or you crunk behind whoever you might think is getting ready to run, Hillary Clinton, whoever, then you're gonna get you deserve everything that you about to get. And I'm gonna let you have it, brother.
Now that's it. You had mentioned how the little Hurricane Beryl that hit a week or two ago. How even with that you had Centerpoint and these other companies that was being sent out to turn the power back on. But even that, a couple days or even a couple hours, people couldn't control themselves, even with the few days that they had with the power out being in their house. And mind you, it was that their power was out, but as they would have said, you was able to still have food, go lay down, take a nap, be on your phone. Granted, it couldn't work, but you still had your phone. You still had certain things. But look how these people responded. So out here in Houston, there's been reports of Centerpoint workers and other electricians who've been being attacked when they was trying to come out and help. I'll read this real quick. This was put out 2 days ago on the 23rd from Natural News. It says Houston zombie residents attacked linemen restoring power after the hurricane. Now, when you read this, and I heard stories, I seen videos, but you had, man, these people out here in Houston bugging out. And I mind you, it was just a few days that they had this stuff off. They was giving these Centerpoint workers water that was laced with phenolin. They was jumping them, fighting them, shooting at them, attacking their trucks, so on and so forth. What you think gonna happen to these people when everything go out? When you really gonna be suffering, man? Let me read just a little bit of it. It says, you want to say something?
You good?
It says a number of linemen restoring power, and then you had people come out of town to try to help these people, and they attacked them too. It says a number of linemen restoring power in Houston, Texas, in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, have been sent to the hospital following the physical attacks of desperate and frustrated residents, despite the repair crew's essential work. So you come in, hurt people that's trying to help you. It says the acts of violence not only hamper the restoration efforts, but also demoralize the utility workers. Many of these men have traveled far from their homes from all over the nation, working long shifts in dangerous conditions to bring electricity back to nearly 3 million people in a Democrat-ran city. It says a non-Texas resident, so like a non-Texas residing utility worker, shared a variety of horror stories from the past week on TikTok, including a story where his colleague was hospitalized after ingesting water laced with phenolin that had been given to him by the residents.
Yeah. See, well, I'm going to read this real
Mm-hmm.
quick. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you mad because you ain't got power, but how is that going to help the situation? Because people are not thinking. And that's why they called it in the headline, they use the term zombie. People are not thinking. You know, logic and reason has gone out the door.
Mm.
And that's pretty much the definition of a zombie. He's a automaton. He just goes through life not thinking, just fueled by the basic necessities of life. Well, you know, you go into the movies, the very basic necessity, which is to eat. And that's these people. They just eating fuck and shit and that's make TikToks and shit,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But yeah, you see, they issued Centerpoint came out and issued an apology. I just saw that today.
Mm.
They was apologizing to the residents of Texas and shit. But yeah, man, this whole shit is crumbling. It's falling. You know, you got it out.
Con. I'm gonna play this quick vid, and I got a precept to back you up. So it says, and look, this in front of Joel Osteen Church. You see it in the background, Lakewood Church. But it says, last night I posted videos of linemen who came from all over the country to fix the power grid in Houston. They stated that they have been attacked, beaten, given fentanyl laced water, and some were even threatened with guns. Here's a crazy man attacking a truck. And I mind you, if you don't stay out here in Houston, this is a live freeway right here. This ain't nowhere where you yielding, you coming on to slow on. Cause this is live, fast traffic right here. And one, I'm trying to figure out how he even just there, how this situation occurred if you know what it's at. But let's check it out. Just to sort of show the desperation of people. Now, that's a quick vid, but this man, because he didn't have power on, and he was waiting, he went on a freeway, I guess looking for trucks. He finally seen one, got in front of it, had a steel pole, and the steel pole bent, so I assume he hit a lot of other trucks.
Right.
Just to do
You,
this.
you
You
see
got
that?
it. You got it.
He put his life at risk, not thinking, because he mad, I guess. I don't know. Out there acting like a black woman, fueled by emotion. Yeah, it's gonna be this is a powder keg out here. You know, people can't get their way, and they get to acting like children. But yeah, you got it out. Go ahead.
Kind of got a quick one. Second Ezra 5 and verse 9. Just going into when times get hard and people don't have answers, that's when they're gonna lose it. And it's just a small foreshadowing of that. Real quick, second Ezra 5 and 9. And salt waters shall be turned into the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another, and then shall wit hide itself, so people's focus gonna leave them. It says, and what else? And understanding shall withdraw itself into his secret chamber. The truth will be taken away. That famine of the word. So once the truth taken away, people don't have no answers, ain't gonna know where to go, or who to talk to, what's coming next, why is this happening? This how they go respond to the situation. Verse 10. And shall be sought of many and not be found. So people gonna look for answers, look for the truth, they ain't gonna find it. And at that point it says, and then shall unrighteousness and incontinency or incontinency be multiplied upon the earth. Meaning, what is unrighteousness? That's a lack of, in other words, lawlessness. People
Mhm.
gonna lose it. We got earlier when the love of many wax cold, people go turn psycho, man. So when people don't have answers, don't know what to do, where to go, we got Jake right here, all on video, getting on freeways, beating trucks because he ain't got answers. So unrighteousness going to increase, which is lawlessness, and what else? Incontinency, man. That's a lack of self-control. That's the very times I can't say we coming in because we in it. People about to lose it because they ain't gonna know what's going on or why it's going on, man. But that was pretty much it on
Now
that.
hold that, because what I see also is a lot of misplaced anger. You know, you taking it out on the man. He in the same position you in. He out there trying to work and make $1. That anger should be played out, you know, at the polls, so to speak. And that just go back to what I was saying earlier. People are mad, and you got a right to be mad. You know, maybe you've been. Some people was without power for a week, over a week. Some people was without power for about 10 days. You got a right to be mad, but it ain't the man in the work truck cut your lights off. All right, and a lot of this shit go back to faulty management. You know, faulty leadership, which we bring out again, Proverbs 29:2 all the time. And that's why I say, but y'all still going to go vote. Y'all still going to participate in this fraudulent system. You understand and understand when I say go to the polls, what I mean is don't go to the polls. Quit giving them your energy. Quit giving them your pledge or your vote. Pull out of this shit. That's what the scriptures say. Depart from her. But y'all won't. And then you want to be mad at everybody else who ain't did shit to your motherfucking ass. And that's a zombie. But with that precept you had, I want you to hit it again. I'm gonna read this. This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So wisdom and knowledge is what's going to give you stability in the times that we're in and the times that we're going into. You're going to need that. You're going to need wisdom and knowledge. But read that again, not?
Second Ezra 5:9. And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another, and then shall wit hide itself.
Right there. Wit shall hide itself. You know, somebody that's witty, you know, he on top of his game. He got a reply for anything you might come at him with. He just sharp. He on his shit. You know, he got an answer for your rebuttals. You know, he got an answer for whatever situation may arise. You know, he's thinking. He's on point. That's a man with his wits about it. All right. He's calm, level-headed. He's cool. Well, that's what Isaiah 33:6 says concerning those with wisdom and knowledge, which is talking about the understanding of this word. That's the wisdom and knowledge. All right, that's going to keep us stable. But go ahead, brother.
It says, and then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into a secret chamber, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. And then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon earth.
The water. So that's why Isaiah 4 says what it says at the first verse on down. You know, 7 women gonna take hold of one man because You know, if they're acting like that and just this minor little setback, what do you think when all hell breaks loose? So you got it out.
Con, let me get ready, get this ready. Con, so we'll move on from that and continue with the various topics portion. So in Yellowstone Park, you just had this explosion. And I know we talked about it, not as far as, went into detail, but mentioned it on the Thursday Live here and there, how you got that volcano, and they call this a super volcano in Yellowstone Park. They call it a super volcano and said it's well overdue from erupting, man, exploding, well overdue. So we in that time, and again, we at the end of the movie, a time like never before. It sounds highly likely that these are one of the events that's going to take place as America is going out, man. Now, this is a tourist attraction, Yellowstone National Park, and you usually have these tourists who go, walk the park, so on and so forth. Well, now you had this explosion. So I'll go ahead and play the video. It says a hydrothermal explosion happened at a geyser in Biscuit Basin in Yellowstone National Park, destroying a boardwalk. But the thing is, as we're going into this, it's not natural disasters. These things are going to be used by the Lord to bring forth judgment. The earth will be used by the Most High to bring forth judgment. So yes, He's going to use His own creation, nature, earthquakes, floods, tsunamis, fires, so on and so forth, to punish these people on the earth. Let's go ahead and play it.
That's right, Doc.
Let me make sure the sound on. All right, cool.
Welcome back. We get some brand new video just into Fox Weather to show you. Look at this. A Yellowstone geyser suddenly exploded. Boiling water and rocks rained down, damaging a pedestrian boardwalk. This happened at the Biscuit Basin geyser around 10 a.m. local time. Thankfully, a bunch of folks around. You could see them on the boardwalk. Nobody was hurt. According to the USGS, the Biscuit Basin parking lot and the boardwalks are now temporarily closed. So yeah, nobody was hurt, but I think that's more than can be said about that little portion of the boardwalk off in the distance. Geologists are investigating what exactly happened. The scientist in charge with the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory says it's not connected to volcanic activity, which is often associated with the park. That's a big-time volcanic hotspot, and because of that, some of the most remarkable naturally occurring things that happen in this country happen right there in Yellowstone. So yeah, incredible pictures. We'll keep an eye on that situation.
And that's something we was talking about at camp last Friday, how when events happen, Esau come on the news and say, well, yeah, it ain't connected to this, or it ain't gonna cause this. We coming into the time to where he ain't gonna better give a rebuttal or a scientific explanation and say what it ain't. If we see a cherry in the sky and it's all on the news, he ain't gonna better say it was a meteor falling. We come into the times where the law gonna have these things be more blatant, man. Just like Pharaoh. Yeah, it was a point in time Pharaoh and his magicians was able to mimic what the Lord did and make it seem as if it was nothing. But the time came where they couldn't say nothing, man. We coming into the time where they ain't gonna better say, oh, well, it ain't, go have. Now, I'm not saying this event, because yeah, it was just an explosion. Using this to show, look, many things like this is coming. Right? Now, speaking on that, which it says a hydrothermal explosion. I looked it up real quick. It says a hydrothermal explosion happens when fluids under the thermal fields like Yellowstone hit boiling points and then turn into steam. Right? So that's some on that. You got some, Elder? Touch on that one?
No, you good.
Okay. So continuing on with those, as the world will call it, a natural disaster. Now, the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about floods that's been going on in the West Coast, the South, hurricanes, so on and so forth, messing up crops, destroying people's homes. Now, over here in the West Coast, well, not now, but in the West Coast, you got even more fires happening. Now, Oregon on fire. At the same time, they getting hit with earthquakes multiple times a day. So this from End Time Headlines. It says developing. Oregon, the Oregon fire is the largest burning in the United States. A storm with lightning and high winds exacerbates it, which means it make it worse. Let's look up the word exacerbate. It says make a problem, a bad situation, or a negative feeling worse. Worse. So you got the largest fire in America, and it says lightning and high winds is making it worse. You was about to say something?
No, you good. Go ahead.
It says, I read it just a little bit. It says a wildfire, and this is the thing. See, now we're going into just one article about Oregon. And last week it may have been one article about Houston, and then 2 weeks ago was one article about this place going through earthquakes. But you see, all these things are happening. And although it was an article last week, guess what? Those people who stayed in that place still suffering. This adding on to the suffering and increasing the population of those who gonna begin to panic here in America, man. Every time these events come, they leave more people without. Whether somebody in North Houston lights came back on, well, you got people in South Houston lights just coming back on. What I'm just throwing stuff out there. But you having fires all over the world, hurricanes, tornadoes, all these things happen is damaging the livelihood of American residents. So now you have even more people who struggling. And then more things gonna happen to the ones who it didn't hit this time. Man, when the Lord said it's gonna be like a woman in travail, we about to see those contractions get closer and more painful. But it says,
Go ahead.
It says a wildfire burning in Oregon that's kicking smoke into neighboring states is now the largest active. And speaking of smoke, I was looking at this earlier. So this Yellowstone National Park, the volcano there, they said if this thing erupt, you're gonna have, because I think it's in like Idaho or some, over there in that area. But if this thing erupt, it says that the smoke from it could make its way all the way over here to Austin and Houston, Texas. So imagine the people who stay in surrounding states and cities, what that damage gonna do, man. And again, not saying it's on the verge of erupting no time soon, but this is just something to look out for. But going back to this fire in Oregon, it says it is now the largest active blaze in the United States, authorities said. And a storm Wednesday with lightning and strong winds was prompting additional evacuations. The Dirt Key fire burning near the Oregon-Idaho border. So check that out. That's right up by close to, the Yellowstone National Park. It says about 130 miles west of Boise shut down part of Interstate 84 Tuesday as the flames approached the vital link between the states. And it goes into 500 people had to evacuate, how the winds moving 75 miles an hour, over 7,000 people without electricity. So it ain't just Houston and in the South because of the hurricane. You got people without electricity in the West because of fire. And all these are judgments from the Lord. You got it.
Hey, and you gotta consider this because Oregon is wooded. That's a heavily wooded, acres of forests or woodlands. So, you got to consider what that fire might drive out of them woods. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling. A lot of that stuff ain't been a lot of that land, especially up around Washington State, ain't been explored. So with these fires and stuff, man, it could be bringing all type of wild beasts up out of the woods.
So, like, I got a quick precept for you. You got it, though.
Yeah, you got it.
As you were saying, I thought of the 2 Ezra 5 and 8. There shall also be confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be often sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places.
Yeah, that's it. That's it right there.
It says that mistress women shall bring forth monsters, but you got it though.
No, that was it.
Con.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They ain't able to hunt and eat. Guess what? They'll be pop up in these suburbs. You know, they're destroying their habitat, their ecosystem. But yeah, you got it, brother.
Can I get this one real quick from the brother Benaiah? Shalom, Yahabashim Barakatah. Hey, and Barakatah to y'all tuning in. But to get this second Ezra 8 in verse 20 and 21 and 2020 GNT. It says your throne is more powerful than anything we can imagine. Your glory surpasses our understanding. The heavenly army of angels stand trembling before you. It says they are ready to turn themselves. Now check this out, because just like the Lord, his spirit will be in those missiles. Well, a lot of these fires, we don't need Esau to cause no use his harp or somebody to be out camping and accidentally a fire spread. No, the Lord could use his angels to begin a lot of these plagues, man. It says they are ready to turn themselves into wind or fire at your command. Your word is everlastingly true, man. So the Lord could send out these fires easily. Matter of fact, I got one more. This second Esdras, I'm looking at this one, but reading this one. This is Isaiah 29 and 6, the brother Yahweh. It says, thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts. And according to 2nd Esdras 9, it says the Lord visit by way of what? By judgments, earthquakes, and plagues. So it says, thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. And that's everything we're seeing right now, man. Earthquakes in diverse places, thunder. Well, right here is talking about the lightning that's making the fires in Oregon worse, which is great noise. You got storm and tempest, these hurricanes. And look, Beryl was the first one of hurricane season. Imagine that. And then it says in the flame of devouring fire. So all these things we seeing is judgments from the Lord, man. But you got it, Elder Taza Pa, if you had something.
No, we can go ahead. We can move on.
Okay, Con. So that was that for the various topics portion. Now we're going to move on to this. It says in the title, 4 possible events for 2025. Now I seen the Elder Karatazan in Vegas. He touched on his article as well. But so you had this woman, which I don't know her name. I don't know where she's from. But you had this woman who had a dream. And in a dream, she had seen some prophetic events. And the thing is, going into this article, it's not about her dream, whether, we sit here to believe, man, she made that up, or you think she really had that dream, or you think she just said. The point is, look at the spirit of what's being said, though. And this is the thing, even if she didn't have a dream, she just wanted to be on the article. The thing is, what this woman seen, according to prophecy, this is going to happen. It's going to happen. And I believe what the Apostle Hall named this year, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. It's starting to look like the beginning of it. And these things this woman seeing is going to be the very events to kickstart Jacob's trouble. So I'll go ahead and read it. And if you got anything at the Taza Pod, let me know. It says, so this from End Time Headlines was put out about 2-3 days ago. It says, are you ready for complete, utter, and chaos to break loose in 2025? In this article, I'm going to share with you a very alarming video that a friend sent over. I watched the entire video, and we ain't going to show the video in this lesson, but I'm going to put the article in the chat so y'all can click on the video, after this or whenever y'all want to watch it. But we ain't going to show the video. We're just going to read it. So it says I'm right here. I watched the entire video and it really resonated with me. A woman says that an angel showed her 4 major things that are coming in 2025. And all of the major things that this woman was shown have also been seen by others. In recent years, people all over the world have been having supernatural experiences in which details about important events that are going to happen in the future, are revealed. And this is something that I have been documenting for a long time. Unfortunately, most of the global population is not interested in such warnings. So it goes on to say the video contains this woman's account of what happened was posted by Joseph of the Great Miracles Avenue YouTube. So I'm gonna jump down. We're gonna get straight into what she's seen. So she goes through March 26th. She got home, 9 p.m. She was tired from work, went to take a shower, fell down, hit her head. Then she got some dinner, went to bed. About 11 p.m. she heard a voice. It says calling her. It says, like I was about to make a joke. It says about 11 p.m. she heard a voice calling her. And a little bit later, she once again heard a voice calling her. And this voice was coming from outside. So she says, I'm gonna just read it. And after that, she didn't go outside. And she said she didn't go outside to see who was saying her name. And after that, she was taken into a very deep sleep. And that is when her experience began. So it says at one point during the experience, it appears that she was standing outside of heaven. And the angel suddenly appeared before and told her that it was not her time to go outside yet. It says the angel told her that her work on earth had not yet been completed, and she was given a message to take back. In fact, the angel clearly stated that he had been sent to deliver this message to her. The angel explained that in 2025, there will be a lot more hardship than we experienced this year, right? Of course. 2nd Ezra 16, the plagues coming will be like a woman. This make me happy, like a woman in travail. As the child get closer to being delivered, those contractions get closer and worse. The same way these plagues gonna get, they're gonna start being closer and they're gonna get worse. So as the days, weeks, months, and years go by, things are about to increase, man. It says this woman was told that the people of God did not want to turn away from their sins, and that the Most High had sent warnings, but they won't listen. So it says, and she was also told that God is not happy how the leaders of the world are treating his children, which that's prophecy too. But let's get into it. So it says these following major things were told to her that's going to happen in 2025. The first one, number one, the angel said that there will be great civil unrest in 2025. Not just civil unrest, great civil unrest. It says the woman saw two people fighting with each other. One was in blue and one was in red. She didn't know what the colors mean, but those of us that live in the United States certainly do. For a long time, many of us have been warning that the outcome of the upcoming election will unleash chaos all over the nation. And now we have yet another confirmation that this will indeed be the case. Now, this is the thing. This is the first one, great civil unrest. And her dream, it was Republicans and Democrats because it's red and blue. Now, recently, in time headlines, Donald Trump, his running mate, J.D. Vance, as you see on the screen, he had this lawmaker speaking at his rally. And what this guy said is, look, if Trump don't win, we're going to have a civil war in this country. So the point is, what this woman seen, that's right along with what's going on. Let me read a little bit of this. It says Ohio State Senator George Lane, a Republican, introduced Donald Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, at a rally on Monday and flat out declared that the United States might need a second civil war in order to be saved if Trump is not reelected in November. And I'm going to play this video. Matter of fact, let's just play it. I ain't got to read it. I'm going to play it. We're going to get him saying it. It should have been a link. If it pop up, let's see. Well, Salaki. Thought it was gonna play. Hold on, let me see if it's gonna play. But you got some other Tazapah?
Yeah, I'll read this real quick while you get that set up in the book of Joel. Second. All right. So this is Joel chapter 2. All right. Joel chapter 2, verse 28. And it shall come to pass that Salakia, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my flesh upon Salakia. Let me read that over. Joel chapter 2, verse 28, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. And who's to say this woman's not an Israelite? You see, the Lord said he was going to pour out his spirit upon all flesh. And when you read the parable about the wheat and the tares, that basically we were commanded to let both the wheat and the tares grow up together, because we wouldn't be able to tell who was Israelite or who was Gentile. So, the parable said to let them alone till the Lord sift them out, and then they will be sifted out. So who to say this woman is not an Israelite? And the Most High poured out his spirit upon her to bring forth some truth. And this is what your ears need to be tuned to, is truth. Not who's saying it or where it's coming from, but is this true, what this woman is saying?
Mm-hmm.
And this is why we at Great Millstone filter all things through the scriptures. That's the litmus test. The scriptures are the litmus test. Say, oh, is it true? Let's see what the scripture had to say. And the scripture says here in Isaiah chapter 19 and 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Now we know who the Egyptians are, but just in case you don't know, I'll direct you to Revelation 11. And this is verse 8. It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. This great city is America. But it goes on to say, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. So if this great city, which is America, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, then its citizens would spiritually be Egyptians,
Mm-hmm.
as well as Sodomites, and we see it. We see the Sodomitish spirit in America. So this is America. That's what Childish Gambino said. This is America. So again, Revelation 11 and 8, and their dead bodies, the bodies of the children of Israel, because y'all out here voting, going to goddamn church, which is actually the harlot house, because you're going to worship idols, false gods. Why are you doing this? Because you're dead. You're catering to women, putting women on a pedestal. You women, you're disrespecting men. And I got to go back to Isaiah the 4th chapter. That's another reason why 7 women should take hold of one man. Because a lot of you women have burned bridges with these men, and you're gonna be out here alone. And that don't mean that brothers, just cause you come running to a brother, that he gonna accept you. But these are the dead bodies of the children of Israel. All right, we're destitute here in America. We are the poor. We are the prey. And that's what they do every 4 years. They come around to prey on you niggas. They got their hands, they rubbing their hands together like that picture of that bent nose small hat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know the picture. Y'all know the picture. They come to you like that. Yeah, vote for me. Vote for me. Because they need your energy. They need you to get behind their bullshit.
Right
And
here.
then that's it. Blow one of them up. Once they get it, you don't hear from them again, unless they talking down on you. But they damn sure not help you. That's how they come to you every 4 years. Give me your vote, please. And you niggas go and vote for these people. I don't give a damn red or blue. And that's what the vision is, which I'm gonna go back to the prophecy of that. The Most High is orchestrating this drama. All right. He wrote the script. And he got the angels directing it under Yahweh Shai. Two main characters, Jacob and Esau. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans versus the so-called white man. Y'all keep propping your enemy up. This devil, you keep propping him up. But all of that's coming to an end. But this is why your dead bodies are lying in the street and they just preying on you, picking off of you like vultures, picking on his prey. Nahum said, woe to the bloody city, Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city, the prey departed not. Proof of that, you niggas still vote. Going to these goddamn rallies. Every time they say something, motherfuckers clapping. There ain't nothing to goddamn clap for in this system, in this society. They always applauding and clapping and what the fuck for? Inflation is through the roof. You can't afford groceries. You can't afford rent. People living check by check. And then you don't even get your services. A category 1 hurricane come through and shut down Houston for over almost 2 goddamn weeks. A category 1. And it's supposed to be a first world nation? That's what this is? This some third world bullshit here. And more I see it come true. More and more every day I see it come true. You work every day, you bust your ass, you ain't got a goddamn thing. Let something happen. And you asked out like a vehicle breakdown. A child get hurt, you need to go to the hospital, take him to the hospital. Even though you got insurance. That shit hurt. You got to take off from work. Be there with your child, missing days. You know, this whole shit is fucked. And you niggas running around here talking about it's still the greatest country. But this is why Revelation 11:8 is saying, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. Right? Y'all out here dead, being picked and preyed on by these culture vultures and these buzzards. All right. It said, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And that's really what's wrong with you niggas. Because you letting them crucify the Lord in your heart. What did Peter say? 1 Peter 3:15, sanctify the Lord power in your heart. But y'all not doing that. Y'all letting Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai be crucified in your heart. And that's how he's crucified. Through the strongholds of religion and sweet Jesus and all of that bullshit of the false prophet, the Catholic Church, and all of its various forms and all its various tentacles reaching out, grabbing everybody that don't have Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you know, including you Muslims, all right? Y'all are all the prey. Y'all are all being preyed upon. So this great city, America, is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. So I just want to establish that. So going back to Isaiah 19:2, which again, it says, And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And when the brother read it, I think that's the one in the NLT, or was that in the Apocrypha?
With the
I think it
Civil
was
War.
in the Apocrypha. Yeah, by Civil War.
I read it. I got it up for you.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2, and it's in a GNT. Isaiah 19 and 2 in a GNT. It says, the Lord says, let me highlight it. It says, the Lord says, I will stir up a civil war in Egypt and turn brother against brother and neighbor against neighbor. Rival cities will fight each other and rival kings will struggle for power.
All right. So I'm gonna read it in the King James all the way through. So again, Isaiah 19 and 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor. City against city and kingdom against kingdom. It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. All right. And that's what's gonna happen. People gonna be going to get their palms read, going to look to their horoscope, trying to, hoping and wishing for better days and times, and it's not gonna be there. It's not gonna happen.
Be dark out the window.
The book of Ecclesiastes tells us, Ecclesiastes 12, that those that look out of the windows, be darkened. So they ain't gonna have nothing to tell your ass. But what? Yeah, you about to die. That's what you want to hear? You want to know that you about to die? But hey, that's what the scriptures say. They're gonna seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. That's what King Saul did that.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have answers. He said, you know what, I'm gonna go to the and he outlawed witchcraft and went and saw the witch because he didn't have any answers. So I know you destitute, dusty ass Israelites here in America, y'all gonna be turning to all your little shit. You're gonna be burning smudges, burning sage,
Jay can go by stones.
getting your stone charging your stones up in the moon and in the sun and all this shit. And only thing coming for you is judgment. But hey, you got it, brother.
Nah, that's it. That's it. That's it. I'll play this real quick. Just get out of Esau's mouth. They saying, look, and it's the thing with this election thing. It can go so many ways. That's why it's exciting.
Yeah, well, yeah, man. It's wide open. You can't tell which way this gonna go,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes it exciting. You can't tell how this gonna play out. Is Joe Biden gonna croak, or they gonna announce that he croak and implement martial law? Is some event gonna happen to cancel the elections? Are they? Yeah, it's so many avenues that this thing can take. But you got it,
Yeah, and I think it's going. I think it's going to be alive even before November, and that's what they've been saying.
Yeah, more than likely, it very well could be.
And I don't think it's gonna be no Kamala Trump. I think it's gonna be some random. Like we'll see though. We'll see. It's exciting, but let's go ahead and put this. So this is a Republican. I forget his name in
Right,
Ohio.
the Most High, he put the surprise twist in the plot. Don't nobody know but him, and maybe Yahweh shot, but that's the surprise. Every good movie got a surprise twist,
That's right.
But go ahead.
So this is George Lang, Ohio State Senator. He said if Trump don't win. Oh, then it's been said if Trump do, which again, I don't even think it's gonna be election, but they said if he do, then the Democrats gonna try to fake some false flag. So it's live right now.
Fight! 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 We got time. Come on. Hey, we are in the fight for the soul of our nation. We are in a fight for our kids and our grandkids, a fight that we can never imagine. I believe wholeheartedly Donald Trump and Butler County's J.D. Vance are the last chance to save our country politically. I'm afraid if we lose this one, it's going to take a civil war to save the country, and it will be saved. It's the greatest experiment in the history of mankind. And if we come down to a civil war, I'm glad we got people like Schmitty and the Bikers for Trump on our side.
So in other words, Esau saying, look, it's going to be a civil war if Trump lose. If that happen, it's all good because we got the biker gangs on our side.
Yeah.
So
Hogan on their side.
Hulk Hogan. You see how he went hard at the not the elections, but at this
committee, the convention.
Yeah, he went hard talking about the Hulkamaniacs and the Trump man ripping his shirt, and man, he went hard. But anyway, so that's how Esau feeling. They're going back to their spirit, and when Esau, he's not forced to come after Jacob until his comforts or his blessing is taken away. For example, even Cain felt plague because what? He realized he didn't get acknowledged. But more so going to Esau. Esau ain't want to kill Jacob until what? He ain't had no problem when he gave Jacob his birthright, told him none of that. He only wanted to kill Jacob when he realized Jacob actually got the blessing and was going to get it, and he was going to lose whatever he thought he had. That's when he wanted to. You go back to Herod, with Yahushua. The reason Herod went out and killed all those children of Israel, the sons of Israel, is because of what? He knew a real king was coming. That meant what for him as an Edomite? He was going to lose his power. The same thing we see in Esau today as America falling. Esau about to finally come after Jacob because they like, these niggas about to come up and we about to lose our power. They about to fight for it, man. That's what he said. We got to fight for the soul of our country. What's the spirit of America? You see?
Yeah. Did you mention Antiochus or Antiochus the Fourth? You know, he went on that rampage after he got he got embarrassed. He got his little ego hurt.
That's a good one.
He was on the power trip because basically, I ain't gonna say power was taken from him, but power was withheld from him because he wasn't allowed to do what he wanted to do. And went back and took it out on Jake.
And we could move on to the next segment here. I forgot about this article, but we could run through these fairly quickly. The other things that's gonna happen. So the first one in the dream out of 4 things that's now again, this woman had a dream, but we know even whether it's a dream, whether it's Alex Jones said these things gonna happen, it's the truth. It says, so the first one she's seen in a dream, the angel told her there will be great civil unrest in 2025.
Oh, yeah, Salakia. I didn't even finish Amos.
Okay, Con, you got it.
Joel, I'm sorry.
Con, you got it.
Or did I?
I believe you did, but
I probably did. Yeah, I did. Salakia.
Okay, Con. So the first one she's seen was great civil unrest in 2025, and she said in a dream it was a person with a red shirt and a blue shirt that was fighting, was showing that this civil war might be started and most likely will be started from the elections, man. The division that's going to be brought from that. So the second thing she's seen in this dream, the angel said that there will be economic hardship in 2025. It says, of course, we are definitely experiencing plenty of economic hardship right now, but it sounds like it will get a lot worse during the next calendar year. Apparently, there will be severe financial crisis in all great nations, small nations. Bishop Date, it says, and all great nations will be affected. And the angel also said that there will be very serious consequences. We will just have to wait and see if this prophecy is fulfilled or not. And we know the main consequence will be if you take the MOTB. Because if it's a financial crisis, now she don't know that because it was just what she's seen in a dream, but that's why the Lord blessed us with the understanding of knowing these things, because if it's severe financial crisis, meaning what? They looking forward to starting this system. And it's old one go, and that's what we're gonna touch on in this next portion of the end of this live show. Esau, he ain't got time. His plans out. He need to hurry up and do something. His next thing is let's just turn off all the lights, shut everything down, and turn it back on. Let's start this new system, CBDC and all. That's his plans, man. That's where it's going. He just need a way to do it. But it says it's gonna be severe financial crisis. The third one, you had something to say on that one, Elder Tazapah? The economic hardships?
Oh no, you good, brother.
Not verse 3, but number 3. According to this woman, the angel also said there will be famine in 2025, right along with prophecy. For the past couple of weeks, we've been mentioning certain articles or playing videos about the famines and all these farmers complaining and crops failing and animals being put to death and this chicken poultry building being burnt down. Right, it's coming.
Yeah.
So that expect that to happen. Let me read the fourth one and we can move on. And number 4, and this is what we started with, those natural disasters. Number 4, this woman also claimed that the angel showed her that great natural disasters will happen in 2025. You see, it says the angel said there's going to be floods, earthquakes, tsunamis, mainly in Europe, America, and some parts of Asia, so on and so forth. So we'll see. But the point is, these things are according to prophecy. 2nd Ezra 15, all over the Bible, these things are written to happen here in the latter days. Now, this is the video right here. Now, I ain't never watched it. I don't know if that's her. I ain't click on. I see it's a Jake dude, but I'm gonna put all this in the chat after this. But if you ain't got nothing else on Tazapah, we can hop into the last segment. That'll pretty much be it.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Con. So slide, hold on. So this is the last portion. Let me see what it says on the title. So it says Cyber Polygon / pandemic. Now, we just had globally the internet connection was messed up. And that's what they say right here, put out 2 days ago from Natural News. It says IT blunder by a Russian hack. This is how it's supposed to read. IT blunder firm CrowdStrike causes global chaos. But they saying Russia hacked the DNC. Now I'm gonna let Clayton speak on this. I'm gonna just read, as we know what happened. Like my job, we couldn't work. Sony, we couldn't go in. The system was messed up. But it says a massive IT failure at CrowdStrike. Remember that name, CrowdStrike, because that's gonna be important for this video with Clayton. Remember that name, CrowdStrike. So it says a massive IT failure at CrowdStrike has disrupted travel, banking, healthcare services worldwide. Flights were grounded as an IT outage left many computers displaying blue error screens. CrowdStrike, based in Austin, Texas, is a major cybersecurity service provider with nearly 24,000 customers, each a large organization, right? Now, going to this article right here was put out 3 days ago on the 22nd. Because ultimately, the elites, they understand, well, they back against the wall. And that's what it's going to mention in this article. And even what they saying, I'm thinking of Job 20, how it says how the Lord will have them in straits. So they at that point, they got the prophets talking about them. They got these whistleblowers. They've been, the internet. You got all this truth. Things ain't going their way in the world. So what they need to do, just turn everything off. And what just happened is Strike, that was a little test run. So this article says Cyber Polygon 2024. Now that word Polygon, I looked it up earlier on the etymologyonline.com. And it's many angles. So it's many different ways that this thing can go. Polygon, it says a plane figure of numerous angles, many angled, many. And remember, they said what? This is going to be the year of poly crisis. So we'll see how this go. But it says Cyber Polygon 2024. It says the Great Reset begins with engineered internet breakdown and followed by keyword, followed by the CBDC rollout. So they're going to shut everything off to start this new world, man. It says, first, it's important to understand that the powers that be themselves have never been so disunited. Now, check out this wording, have never been so disunited and confused, incohesive, and disordered. In point of fact, all of the major implementation plans on their New World Order agenda have gone awry. What does word mean? Awry. It says amiss, away from the appropriate plan or expected course.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you got it.
No, it's gone awry.
Oh, awry. Okay, con, the water.
Yeah.
Con, the water. It says have gone awry, which is not according to the plans. Let's read that again. In point of fact, all of the major implementation plans on their New World Order agenda have gone awry. Every nefarious scheme to foist a one world government on the world community of nations has been thrown into disarray. Just look at their crazy CV cluster, FUCK, to understand their current stew pot. I'm going to get that Job real quick. I'll read it if you want to speak on it, Taza.
All right.
This Job 20, because I mind you, what he said before we continue is that these elites, the world leaders, how they ain't agreeing, their plans ain't what it once was, how everything being made difficult for them to jumpstart the new world order. Truth coming out. So in other words, they back against the wall. And again, that's prophecy. This is Job chapter 20. I read verse 5 and I jump down to the point. This Job 20, I start at 4. It says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphant of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Right, right. I mean, and that's referring to the wicked. What you have to understand, wicked in any form is non-sustainable. It can't be, it can't go on forever because of its nature. The nature of wickedness is corruption. So at one point in time, everything is going to fall. Some point in time, it's going to all fall to pieces. Righteousness is eternal. So this is why I say the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment. And that's all they was given. We read Revelation 12 and 12 almost every show. You know, he knows that he has but a short time. And that's part of the reason why he was so mad. That their forefather, the Edomites' forefather, Esau, was so mad at our forefather and have perpetually kept that anger to this very day. All right? They pissed off because they know that they wasn't going to have eternity on their side. That their shit was going to be taken from them at some point. And so we coming to that point. And there will be an insurrection against Israelites. But yeah, brother, you got it.
Hey, I'm thinking because you mentioned Antiochus. Remember what one of the brothers, the 7 brothers, told him? He said, Antiochus, he said, we got everlasting life and resurrection. You ain't got that. You ain't got life, everlasting life.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But jumping down, going into the wicked, it says, and it's Esau right here, because remember on the article it said what? That they ain't agreeing. They new world order plans not going according to the plan. Well, that's prophecy. It's Job 20 and verse 20. It says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. There shall no man look for his goods. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. That's the point. You got it, Elder Tazapah. It says Job 20:22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, and every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Yeah. The Israelites, the wicked is in reference to the sufferers, going back to the Hebrew word amal. All right, amal is a laborer or a sufferer, and that's in reference first and foremost to the Israelites. All right, because again, I mentioned earlier Nahum 3:1, where it says, woe to the bloody city, also America. It said, the prey departed not. That's in reference to us Israelites. So we've been preyed upon. All right. So we've been suffering at the hands of this devil. So there's going to come a time where, shit, it's going to be a free for all on Edomites. And that's what's that? Isaiah 13. You know, he should be as the chase roe, around verse 12. Meaning he's going to be hunted. The Edomites should be hunted. It says, and the sheep that no man taketh up. Nobody's going to provide protection or a sanctuary for this devil. You got it.
Come. Right, and it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency shall he be in straits, and that's what we're seeing. Esau in straits right now, trying to kickstart his new world order in a difficult position. You know, now I'm gonna read a little bit more on this. It says, nevertheless, the power elite will continue to carry out their great reset, since so much of their world takeover project greatly depends upon it. Toward that end, so it's a specific end that they want. See, this is prophecy. So they're going to continue. It says, towards that end, Cyber Polygon plays an internal role in that global demolition of cyberspace as a necessary precursor to their long planned CBDC rollout. Read that again. Now, before we read it, what is Cyber Polygon? I got it pulled up right here. It's from a website called Europar.com. So there's parliamentary questions on European Parliament. It says Cyber Polygon is ultimately what? A cyber pandemic. That's it. Just like the CV was with, people getting sick. This one gonna be digital. Cut their phones off, no internet, no Wi-Fi, no none of that. Air conditioner, none of that. Turn it off. And Klaus Schwab, we're gonna play some. He gonna brag. He said this one gonna be faster than CV. He said it take time for people to pass viruses. This one, you can just turn everybody's stuff off.
And people will go berserk. Yeah.
But the Cyber Polygon, it was an actual event that they had in 2020 and 2021. Now, what it was a simulation. What simulation mean? We're gonna look that up. It says was a simulation by the World Economic Forum. Simulation meaning what? Quick Google definition. It says an imitation of a situation or process. Now, remember, before CV kicked off in 2018, remember the World Economic Forum and the elites ran a simulation of a CV pandemic, and then the next year they had it. Right, so they've been running these simulations of if the lights go out, the internet get cut off, telling you what they getting ready for it, they preparing for it, man. Read a little bit more. It says toward the end that the Cyber Polygon plays an internal role in that global controlled demolition of cyberspace as a necessary precursor to, so they need the lights to go out to what? To their long planned CBDC rollout. It ought to be obvious that such a massive and far-reach international outage just doesn't happen by accident. Rather, it was a classic MIHOP, which is they made it happen on purpose. Now, remember that word CrowdStrike, and we're going to let Clayton speak. It says because CrowdStrike is involved, that's why. Now, I'm going to have to do a little more research on this CrowdStrike situation. That's why we're gonna let Clayton speak.
Yeah, I believe that's BlackRock
Mm.
and that whole bunch.
Come on. Right, so we're gonna skip that. We're gonna skip them because we're gonna play these videos. Because they want to cut our freedom of speech, right? So let's read this. It says, which means that the tyrannical technocracy has been ordered to change the entire dynamic, which now dominates through cyberspace and is known by the scared elites as freedom of speech, as we went into earlier, the famine of the word. Let me read this. It says, hence, for the dark side to successfully execute their plans for a total planetary lockdown, they must exert complete command and control over all cyberspace. And that's where the World Economic Forum's cyberspace Polygon comes in. Welcome to the 2nd July surprise, the utterly staged FALSE flag Trump assassination hoax being the first one, right? Now it goes into the global outage. Now you got something to say, Elder Taza Pop, before I play these videos?
No, I just say this: if that happens, you will, and they bring the system back up, and with the CBDCs and all of that, you will need a digital ID just to access the internet. Ain't no more, just free access to the net. So yeah, we at the end game. That's it. You got it.
Kind of real quick. So this is an article, and it's from June 18th, 2024. It says Cyber Polygon returns to simulate an advanced targeted attack on a tech company. Now, there's a lot of good reading up in here, but I'm gonna just jump to the points for time's sake. So let's read this. It says Cyber Polygon 2021 simulated so what just happened was like a test, a targeted supply chain attack on a corporate ecosystem in real time. In his opening remarks at Cyber Polygon 2021, WEF founder Klaus Schwab warned a lack of cybersecurity has become a clear and immediate danger to our society. And he said, just like the juice, we need security. But let me go ahead and play what he said. Play what he gonna say. I'll play it right here. Because he warned of a crisis that's coming as more significant on the economy and have more social implications than CV19. Let's play it. Let's blow him up.
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. To use the COVID-19 crisis as a timely opportunity to reflect on the lessons the cybersecurity community can draw and improve our preparedness for a potential cyber pandemic.
Now that was just a clip, but the full video in this article, this is the full video of it right here. It's the full video, because I know in these day and times, some could say, well, that's AI. But it's the full vid, that's real. And he told you, some coming that's greater than what is going to make the CV19 look like a little small situation compared to this cyber attack that's going to hit the world. So it's definitely going to come. But let's go ahead and play this video. Matter of fact, I'll play one more of Klaus Schwab first, how he going to say in this new way of doing things, person, we're going to have to become one with technology.
The fourth industrial revolution will impact our lives completely. It will not only change how we communicate, how we produce, how we consume, it will change actually us, our own identity. And of course,
so he said, what's coming, the fourth industrial revolution, going to impact everything. And that's what's going to happen after they, and now again, when they turn on the lights, it might not be the next day that you got to get your ID and the CBDC. It might not be there just the next day, but it's going to be a process that's going to lead to it. But nevertheless, what he going to say is that this new way of doing things, let me let him play it again. Let me show you.
Completely. It will. The fourth industrial revolution will impact our lives completely. It will not only change how we communicate, how we produce, how we consume, it will change actually us, our own identity, and of course gives life to such policies and developments like smart traffic, smart government, smart cities. What we will see is that everything will be integrated into an ecosystem driven by big data and driven particularly by close cooperation also of governments with business, civil society. And this revolution will come at a breathtaking speed. It will be like a tsunami.
I'm going to end it up. But he said everything will be different. It's going to be integrated technology with biometrics with the person. That chip will be going into people, man. And he says it's going to happen at breathtaking speed. So they're going to do this quick. Again, Esau ain't got time, but I'll play a couple minutes of this vid, advertiser upon. We can end it off, if you ain't got nothing else.
All right.
So this from Redacted. He put this out 4 days ago. It says, this is a state of emergency in the United States. Get ready. And what he's going to touch on is what we just talked about. And he's going to bring up again CrowdStrike.
We are in a state of emergency right now, and people better wake the hell up to what's happening. Get ready for the mother of all false flag attacks.
We begin with the global computer crisis. The worst may be over, but the outage is still causing problems.
In the past few hours, we've gotten some really disturbing news about what's coming to the people of the United States and our infrastructure that we rely on every day to live our lives. They will use you like pawns, so don't fall for it. So a couple of big stories that we're tracking today. All of this thanks to cybersecurity company CrowdStrike pushing a simple software update, as they say. It backfired, brought down the United States banking industry, the airline industry, e-commerce, you name it. Oh, and by the way, don't call 911 because there are nationwide outages of 911 services all across the U.S. When the CrowdStrike CEO was asked about it, he looked like he had a heart attack on live television. Either that or he was trying to pass a kidney stone at the time. Watch.
Air travel, credit card payment systems, banks, broadcasts, street lights, 911, emergency, around the globe. Why is there not some kind of redundancy or some sort of backup? How is it that one single software bug can have such a profound and immediate impact?
Well, when you look at the complexity of cybersecurity, you're always trying to stay one step ahead of the adversaries. Excuse me. Man, just 1 second, please.
Oh yeah, take a drink of water.
Yeah, that didn't go well. But this CrowdStrike story doesn't add up at all. Remember, CrowdStrike is the company that made up the fake Russiagate story. CrowdStrike was working for the Hillary Clinton campaign. And of course, a few hours ago, President Biden officially said he's not running for re-election, handing the torch over to Kamala Harris. And yet rumors are swirling this morning that Hillary Clinton will be the nominee at the Democratic National Convention. A coincidence?
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
And as journalist Aaron Motley reminds us, the FBI relied on CrowdStrike to independently investigate the hacked DNC servers. So I don't trust a damn thing that comes out of their mouths, and why should you? So when they tell us that a software update caused everything to collapse, Don't believe them. Try going to your local bank ATM and take money out. Good luck. Chances are you won't be able to. I thought something was wrong with my ATM card yesterday. I tried 3 times at multiple locations, put my PIN in repeatedly. It kept spitting my card out. Like I was back in college, broke, sorry, no money. Then a woman trying to do the same thing in the other lane said, "The bank's down," she shouted. "Oh, the bank is down." Wait. What the hell did she just say? The bank is down? I can't get American paper currency right now? Oh, right. Most of America's infrastructure is down. That makes sense. Early voting was just starting in the battleground state of Arizona. Sorry, we have to close our electronic voting machines. You can't vote because America is down right now. Come back another time. Meanwhile, don't call 911 because 911 services are also reportedly down in areas all over the country. Last week on our show, we just so happened to be covering how the 911 grid is collapsing across the United States. Journalist Whitney Webb.
Hey, Tazapa, you know how the Lord been having us speak about the poor service of the police the past couple of weeks. You know how different states saying you don't call them at this certain time, or they don't have enough staff, or this and that. You know, so they kind of building that, man. They taking away, you know, the so-called, even that's another thing. It's been said that the citizens, especially after, you know, the situation with the Sanya woman who got shot by the Edomite, people don't trust the police no more. You know, they don't, which they never did, but they losing even more trust for police, fire people, the military, so on and so forth. But the thing is that people losing trust and contacting police for help, and they ain't gonna be there.
Yep.
Explain how this is intentional, and our 911 services are now being outsourced.
It was intentional. Let me pay it back
to Israel.
And actually, there's another company that Peter Thiel funded that's involved with developing this pre-crime system in the United States by actually taking over county by county the nation's 911 emergency call systems. This is an Israeli founded company called Carbine 911. That was nominally headed for a long time by Ehud Barak, the former Israeli prime minister. Jeffrey Epstein funded it with $1 million. Allegedly, Leslie Wexner, his biggest patron, did as well.
This is a huge concern. I mean, as we head into this election, a lot of people saying, well, could we see some sort of, you know, big national emergency? And now 911 networks are going down across the United States, as the USA Today reported this past week. Is this like an effort for them to say, hey, your 911 network is down? Well, we have the perfect solution for you. It's an Israeli-backed 911 network.
That is essentially what is happening. And it's actually been in the works for several years. For several years now.
Israel, which runs the entire United States Congress, can now also run our 911 emergency services in the United States. Makes total sense when you think about it, right? If I fall down, get hurt, call 911, it'll be routed right through Israel. What the hell is happening? While most people have been distracted by President Biden dropping out of the race or how many shooters tried to assassinate President Trump, newsflash, it was at least 2 people we now know, and possibly as many as 3. So they want you to look over there while they execute the next part of their plan over here to keep the deep state in power. President Biden, of course, is just a puppet for the deep state. Now, don't get me wrong. Those are incredibly important stories. Trump's assassination, Biden being replaced. But what is coming is by all accounts bigger and will affect all of us. Pay attention to this, guys. What could be so big that it forces us into a lockdown, forces us to use their digital currency, forces us to change our behavior? Well, a massive infrastructure collapse, of course. An infrastructure collapse we can blame on another country. As BlackRock CEO Larry Fink just pointed out, you need to force people in order to change their behavior. You need to use force.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock, we are forcing behaviors.
Of course, you have to use force. People don't want your lousy digital.
He calls of all. Revelation 13, he calls of all.
Currency. They don't want to be locked down at home and told what to do. We knew this was coming, of course. The WEF has been warning us for years that the next pandemic wouldn't be a virus, it would be a cyber attack. The WEF detailed this attack in their Cyber Polygon report. And of course, it's shocking that CrowdStrike is a proud member of the WEF. You can't make this stuff up, guys. So the way to keep Biden in power, keep the deep...
See the link? The shutdown happened because of CrowdStrike, but they linked to the WEF.
State in power is to create a massive false flag that harms.
No, you good.
Can I play a couple more seconds and I get Revelation 12 and what what you got probably ended off right there.
Every one of us, and then we blame it on a foreign adversary, like 9/11, right? That's exactly how this works. So let's spin the wheel. Who could be behind all of this? Could it be Russia? Nah, they've tried that one. China? Nah, too obvious. Ah, yes, Iran.
Where we are now is not in a good place. Iran, because the nuclear agreement was thrown out, instead of being at least a year away from having the breakout capacity of producing fissile material for a nuclear weapon, is now probably 1 or 2 weeks away from doing that.
Over the past 24 hours, the White House is pretending to go into DEFCON.
Right, that's pretty much it. I put them in the chat, but after the lesson, Lord willing, remember to put them in the comment section. But I get a quick precept. But you see, Esau, in other words, he need to cut these lights off, cut everything off, no access, no communication, and then he can further his process and start his new world order.
Mm-hmm.
He can send out troops because who gonna know about it? Ain't no TVs on. Who got cell phones to record? Even if you record it, what Instagram you about to put it on? Troops could be sent in at this time. So when everything come on, now what? Come on, man.
Jacob's trouble.
Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, and woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And that devil ain't a red man underground. It's Esau Edom, who doing the work of Satan on the earth as we speak. It says he coming down with great wrath. Why? Because he know he got a short time. He got a short time to rule. They back against the wall right now. They're gonna have to force something. And what's been in the talks, they're gonna force cutting the lights off. And that's gonna be their way to start their new world order. But we'll see how it play out. We'll see if the Lord got anything else in his plans, But that's
that
all.
old saying. Shit, how it go? Desperate times calls for desperate measures. And Esau is desperate. Desperate people are dangerous. So right, we are in perilous time. But yeah, brother, you got it.
Okay, and I ain't had nothing else. Well, with that, we'll go ahead and end it off. And the water to the Akim for the precepts. The water, Akim Aqua for tuning in. But we'll end it off right there. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And with that, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory once again unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Akim out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in the gospel. Hey, keep fighting, keep pushing, and we almost out of here, man. Exciting stuff going on.
Right.
And with that, shalom.
Hey, shalom.